This guy called the ZZ Anniversary. Great. He probably looked at leaks.
Wait, ZZZ has leaks? I was right. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2.0 anniversary stream just happened and it has brought many new changes and features that we definitely need to talk about. But the most important aspect of this live stream is the fact that it has proven the predictions I made in my last video to be 100% correct. Kinda. The livestream had a lot of content to present, so let's get right into things. I already know that what everybody's dying to see is how the anniversary rewards stack up against the other gacha games. Well, I'm here to fuel your gacha tribalism and tell you that in terms of who had the best first anniversary, it's without a doubt Zenless Zone Zero, bringing players 30 pulls, 5-star selectors for a standard character and weapon, as well as a new outfit for the main characters. We know how much that last one was a requested feature for other games, but never implemented, so it's a nice little addition. No, I don't want to hear about how Wuthering Waves gave out multiple free 5 stars when the game launched. That's another discussion altogether. We're talking anniversaries here, not launch days. In my previous video, I had a little section talking about what I believe Hoyo should be doing to make this anniversary a success, and honestly, I was expecting that to age about as well as cheese left to rot in the sun. Color me surprised when Hoyo actually went and followed my step-by-step guide almost to the letter. Almost. I said in addition to the usual slew of content that an update should come with, like the new characters, new events, etc., they should give out some free pulls, as well as give players a free standard 5-star. To be completely transparent, I also said they should also give a free limited 5-star, but that was more of a bonus objective if they wanted to knock the anniversary out of the park. I will admit that it was a rather unrealistic wish of mine. But hey, they did surprise me when they also gave out a free standard 5-star weapon in addition to the character. That was not in my bingo card, so that's still something to be happy about. Not only that, but they also decided to buff the very first limited character that came to the game, that being Ellen Jo. Not content with just tweaking her stats a bit, they went and designed completely new moves to bring her in line with the power levels of current characters. I think they figured out they don't want ZZZ to be seen as poorly as HSR when it comes to power creep. All I can say about this is, yes! Good job! This is what we like to see! Buffing older characters so that we can keep playing with our favorite agents can only be a boon to the game, making the experience that much more enjoyable, as well as allowing the devs to rebuild their trust and goodwill with the players. I'll also say that this is the first time a character has been changed to this extent in any of the big four so far. Yes, HSR has announced changes to a few of their own character kits, but we still don't know how that will manifest just yet. But this could potentially be the precedent we needed in the industry that the players can use to call for the continuous improvement of old characters' performance. If we'll see more of this in the future, power creep could be severely reduced. Of course, I don't expect power creep to ever disappear completely, but if it's manageable and not jarring, that would still be an improvement to any gacha game. Now let's see what the rest of version 2.0 brings us. We are introduced to Waifei Peninsula, the new main hub which will become our base of operations as long as we are under the tutelage of our new mentor Yixuan. While Yixuan, Jufufu, and Pan Yinhu are the first 3 characters we will meet in version 2.0, we are also shown a teaser for Yuzuha, Alice, and Orpheus. The interesting thing about Yixuan is that she's a new type of agent. This new type of agent is called Rupture, and while her mechanics are very flashy and cool to look at, the thing that caught my eye is that she'll be able to trigger a new type of anomaly reaction called Corruption, probably because of her new element called Auric Ink being unique. And since Yixuan is a new type of agent, the devs decided to update a few of the 1.0 characters' passives to synergize with her. So we're not getting a new free A-rank unit like Genshin's Kachina, we're actually getting updates to characters we already own. Another interesting change is that if you have an attack or rupture agent on your team, your decibel cap will be increased from 3000 to 4000 and you'll regenerate some decibels every time you use an ultimate with that agent. And don't worry, we'll also be getting some free-to-play options for W engines for rupture type agents. When it comes to improvements to exploration, we're getting expanded zones. They're not going full open world with Zenless Zone Zero, and honestly, I don't think I could stomach it if they did, but they're getting closer to HSR style of exploration with instance areas. Moving on to the new costumes for our proxies, we won't just have our new apprentice garb. We're also going to be able to mix and match accessories to enhance our drip. Last thing I'll go over is the fact that we're getting a really big overhaul to the game's UI. We're getting everything from an actual map, improved visuals for navigating different zones, a more detailed quest log, a world map showing us how all the regions are positioned in relation to one another, the works. We're even getting an update for Fairy's Auto Explore feature, which will allow you to automatically get the last chest you may have missed in that one mission that was just too much of a chore to replay. I'm just gonna skip over the events because there are so many to go through and I'd rather not bore you with my regurgitation of that info. I will say that I did expect the movie dates to be an addition to the quality time feature and not an event. Now, I don't know if this is a good thing or not yet. I guess it depends on whether it's a returning event that will build upon itself with every iteration, allowing us to have a sort of episodic progression for our relationship with characters. I doubt this is the case, but I figured I'd voice it anyway. Point is, version 2.0 is looking pretty stacked with many improvements, new features and events, and goodies to get. The bigger point is, I was 100% right. Not just about the anniversary rewards, but about the fact that Zenless Zone Zero needed to do something bigger than its predecessors if it wanted to stand out. It had to find a way to attract players and re-establish trust with them, and all of this because they thought their game was not performing as well as it should. Now, what does this tell you? It should tell you that if you're ever in a situation where you feel that your preferred game is not respecting your time and dedication as a player, the best way for you to enact change on that game is to vote with your wallet. That will be the one and only thing that devs will listen to. ZZZ's situation proves it. But how did the community take this news? Well, the people who enjoyed ZZZ so far are pretty much taking it in stride, happy with the rewards and new features. Meanwhile, there's another side of the internet that is completely fuming that ZZZ has better rewards. Look, I get it. You got burned by Hoyo with Genshin and Star Rail. I understand having a hate boner for this company, but can we actually have some sense and admit when something is staring us in the face? There's no way you can look at the anniversary rewards and say any of the other big four did it better when they had their first anniversary, because they did not. Then there are people managing to somehow, someway find a reason to say that updating Ellen Jo's moveset is a bad thing. The mental gymnastics here are in full swing. I'm not saying don't be concerned about power creep, but can we not call an actual solution that addresses the issue as part of the problem itself? Then there are those complaining that a free 5-star unit is useless because it's just a standard character. Sure, I'll admit that some standard units aren't performing as well as they should, but at least they're not Kukaracha or Lingyang, okay? 3 out of the 6 available agents are considered meta characters, while Lycon is in the second highest tier and is considered one of the best stunners in the game. Honestly, all of the people complaining about these non-issues need a healthy dose of Camellia19 in their comment sections. Anyway, I said at the end of my previous video that you shouldn't start playing the game even if they have been showing signs of improvement from version 1.4 onward. Why? Because they will improve the game as much as possible to draw in a larger audience. Of course, this is in actuality a balancing act. If Zenless Zone Zero was generating less than what would be considered acceptable, Hoyo would have instantly EOS'd the game without a second thought. However, ZZZ survived because it was still earning enough to be considered a success, even if it fell behind the likes of Genshin and HSR. Now we just need to keep the balance so that the game keeps improving with each version. I think 2.0 is good enough to get players back in, but won't have that much of a player increase to break the balance.
Absolutely fantastic. Yes, I will be going back to try 2.0.
Well, we're done for. It was good while it lasted, peeps, but I think it's time to admit that Zenless Zone Zero's end is nigh. Now that Tectone is returning to the game, of course his giant audience will also give the game another shot, giving ZZZ a huge boost and thus breaking the balance. This is why Tectone ruins any gacha game he touches. I mean, think about it. Genshin Impact, ruined. HSR, ruined. Wuthering Waves. Well, his PC isn't letting him play that game, so it's safe for now. What's the common denominator in all of these things? Tectone. In Genshin, he single-handedly lined Hoyoverse's pockets with tens of thousands of dollars when he pulled for the Wolf's gravestone. When he was playing HSR, the game's decline started the second he broke free-to-play. He even stripped live on stream to crowdfund his Kafka addiction. And now he's coming to ruin Zenless Zone Zero just to get his hands on Yishuen and the silly little tiger. He's not ruining these games because he's toxic or because his community is toxic. He's ruining these games because he's making them too popular and pumping obscene amounts of money into them. And now, ZZZ will be his next victim. Well, that's it for me, folks. And apparently for ZZZ too. Leave your thoughts on the anniversary in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have a good one.